The Law and You on Rock City 101.9 FM. It's about your rights. What are your rights under the law as a Nigerian? Stay tuned. It's difficult to draw a nexus between police demanding for money to release you. If at all money will be dropped, that money should be a finality. So to ask for someone to stand for you at the same time asking for money, it is very, very illegal. And Nigeria shall be free again. Everyone is presumed innocent until proved guilty. And can the police arrest over civil matters? Purely no. You have taken money from the bank as a loan and you're not able to return when you promise to return. Is that an offense or a crime? No. Well, whenever you hear that song, Tamola, well, is it whenever? Okay, when you hear it at 3 p.m. on Sundays, it means that you are about to hear your program, The Law and You, on 101.9 FM. Well, as we usually say, this is your program, and of the truth is your program. And I'm your regular host, Barrister Kayode Adiremi. From wherever you're listening to us from, this is your program again, The Law and You, Rock City 101.9 FM. And today we shall be looking at other things. It promises to be another very beautiful session today. And we have a co-anchor in the house who shall be helping out to take our questions. He's a lawyer too. At the appropriate time, I'm going to introduce him to us. All right, beginning with last week, if you joined us, we talked about which law is supreme in Nigeria. And that's the Constitution. We have Section 1, Subsection 3, saying that it says that any law that is not consistent with the Constitution shall be null and void to the extent of its inconsistency. Number 2, we talked about which part of the Constitution protects you. And that's clearly Chapter 4 of the Constitution. It is tagged fundamental rights, beginning with Section 33. And we began with 36 last week. If you recall, we talked about the two maxims of justice, Latin maxim of justice. I said them in Latin maxim last week. I wish I could ask those that listened in to call again and tell me what I said so that maybe you get some kind of gift, but there's no time for that. All right, let me move on. The first one, like I said last week, is Nemo Judex Incasua Sua. All right, it means a person cannot be a judge in his own cause or his own case. You can't be the accuser or the prosecutor at the same time being the person that is imposing punishment on an alleged offender. If such happens, that will be a void proceeding. That will be void. And number 2, we talked about Odi Oteram Paten, which means that both parties or all parties to a case must be heard. In a case where just only one person was heard to a case and judgment is passed, then such will be a void proceeding. It cannot hold water. We talked about different things. We talked about can my proceedings be conducted in private and all that. I'm rushing because there's so much to be said today, and then we want to give bigger time or larger time for questions and answers. All right, I ended with a question: am I guilty as charged? Before I just do a review of that, after I left the studio last week, a very senior retired federal government worker called me and said, a teacher, that the style you used this week is called Socratic style. I said, what's Socratic style? He said it's a style where you ask questions, you teach by asking questions, and then you answer by yourself. I said, wow. He said, that's a beautiful way of teaching. I said, okay, no problem. I just thought that would be nice to do. Yes, am I guilty as charged? I told us last week the story of a man that he had his car parked somewhere, and a heavily drunk man walked towards the car, rammed into the parked car, and dropped dead on the spot. Officers got there, got the driver arrested, and they told him, "Otipayan, you killed someone." So the question is really, has he killed? All right. Perhaps because the officers involved did not really know the intricacies of law, they told him, "You have killed someone. It's a manslaughter." And the man said, "Joe, help me, save me." In short, he landed in court. And when they read the charge to him, "You, Mr. Jagun, at so and so time in so and so magistrate district, you caused the death of Mr. So and so and so and so time. Are you guilty or not?" Oluwami Mojebi. And the court said, and the eyes of the magistrate got bigger. Maybe he knew what happened, leading to the case. And I begged for some few seconds or few minutes to look into the matter, and then I educated the person that, "Did you kill the person? No. Were you driving? No. Then you didn't kill, despite the charge that was read to you." And the magistrate was magnanimous enough. The charge was taken again, and he said, "My lord, I'm not guilty at all." Alright, that's the question, am I guilty as charged? So at times it takes some little technicalities to win or lose a case at times. By the way, I detest technicalities. I prefer substantial justice, rather than having technicalities. Alright, the other question, let's move on to today's issue, still on section 36 of the 1999 Constitution. Alright, section 36 of section 8 says, I read and later I explain what it means. No person shall be held to be guilty of a criminal offense on account of any act or omission that did not at the time it took place constitute such offense. Then the other part says, no penalty shall be imposed for any criminal offense heavier than the penalty in force at the time the offense was committed. Alright, we'll take a very, very short break, and when we get back, I will explain what this section means to us. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. We have to take that short break. I need to take a breath. Alright, that was a short breather. Yes, back to your program, the Law on You. Yes, I just read to us some 1-2 minutes ago, section 36 of section 8. What that place is saying in short is that nobody can be guilty of a non-existent offense. Let me give an example. Today's date is May 31, for instance. If someone is arrested today for something, take for instance, you are arrested for farting, just say, and tomorrow, June 1, Ogun State House of Assembly makes a law that it shall be an offense to fart. The question is, can you now be tried and convicted based on that law made after your arrest? No. In law, we say that a law does not have or cannot have a retrospective effect. So if at the point of doing something, that thing has not been described as an offense, then you cannot be lawfully arrested, tried and sentenced for that thing. That's why when Yahoo started, it gained so much ground in Nigeria, because at that time there was no Cybercrimes Act. So offenses committed through cybercrimes, people went scot-free. That's why Yahoo became almost a household name in Nigeria, because then they went scot-free. The stealing style we were used to was you picked someone's belonging and you're picked up, you're tried. But how do you try a man that stole from one Oyinbo in Australia, for example? There will be lacuna in that trial. Who do you call as witness, for example? And under the law, as we shall learn today, an accused person cannot be forced to testify as to his innocence. No. The burden is generally on the prosecution or the person accusing you. So there were a lot of problems until, sometime relatively recently, the Cybercrimes etc. Act was enacted in Nigeria. And then EFCC started clamping down on the so-called Yahoo guys. So you cannot be lawfully tried and sentenced for an offense that does not exist. Alright, we're crossing them gradually so you can have more time for questions. Another question is, what is double jeopardy? What's double jeopardy? Double jeopardy is, let me read the section first, then I explain. No person who shows that he has been tried by a court of competent jurisdiction or a tribunal for a criminal offense and either convicted or acquitted shall again be tried for that offense. Let me stop there. It means that if you've been arrested for something, tried for that thing, and sentenced, your sentence can either be an acquittal, it means you are free, or conviction, which means you are not free, you are guilty. Either way. But once that pronouncement has been made by a competent court or by a tribunal, a competent tribunal, then you cannot, in the whole of Nigeria, be arrested and tried again for that same thing. Now, what happens, in case you ask me, if the prosecutor made some mistakes? Maybe he didn't call the right witness he's supposed to call. That's his headache. You are gone scot-free for life. What happens if the prosecutor later found fresh evidence against you? Can you be retried? No. In fact, in law, we call that autrefois convict or autrefois acquit. It means I have either been convicted or be acquitted of this same offense you're about to try me for. It is one of the strongest defenses to criminal trials all over the country. So it will amount to double jeopardy to have one person tried. I can tell us as a practicing lawyer that it can be very excruciating to have someone go through rigors of trial. It takes 5 years at times. It takes 10, 12 years at times to do a complete trial, especially for high-profile cases. All right, so that is what your law says. That is your right. So in case you are being rearrested for something you've suffered for already, can you bring up a defense? Yes. The answer to your defense is in section 36, subsection 9 of the 1999 Constitution. Now, hold your breath. Paragraph 10 now says, no person who shows that he has been pardoned for a criminal offense shall be tried again for that offense. So, there comes a question. What is pardon? For those following me on WhatsApp and other social media, you recall that today I promised to tell us the difference between a pardon and amnesty. These are the differences, among other things. A pardoned person is a person that has been sentenced and convicted. After the conviction, the president or governor says, your crime is forgiven. In other words, you'll be treated as though you never committed that crime. You have a clean bill again. So if, for example, you are running for a political post, of course, I contested last year too in Ogun State under other local government. When I took the INEC forms, there's a place that said, have you been convicted for a criminal offense before? I said, God, I'm free. I put a very, very fat no in that place. But God forbid, even if I had been convicted before, and Prince Dapaberu says, Kayode, for so reason, I pardon you. It means that my criminal record will be wiped off. In the sense that, technically speaking and legally speaking, the document of pardon will override the document of conviction over me. So, pardon is like a mercy shown to a convicted person. On the other hand, amnesty is for those, usually for a group of people. Pardon is usually for one person. Amnesty is usually for a group of people that are forgiven, for lack of better word, before they are convicted. For pardon is after conviction. For amnesty is before conviction. As a matter of fact, most times it's even before trial, even before arrest. Remember Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria, for example, and the Niger Delta guys. He told them, come forward, let's discuss, let's reason together. All right? I will grant you amnesty. Drop your arms. Were they arrested? No. Were they tried? No. Were they convicted? No. Were they pardoned? Yes. So that's, in the strict sense, is called amnesty. So it would be wrong, for example, legally speaking, for the governor to say, okay, you know what, you've been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Now I am granting you amnesty. That's a wrong use. The proper word to use is called pardon, actually, like Anthony, the late Anthony Enahoro. It is called a pardon. All right. I told you have a guest. You'll soon come in and chip in a few things into the program and take our question along with all that we are discussing. So you are, at least you learn one more thing today. I wish I can say clap for me from where you are listening to us from. Lawyer, really. So strictly speaking, that's the difference between pardon and amnesty. You can see that in section 36, subsection 10 of the 1999 Constitution. By the way, there is an agency, like a body called the committee that looks into prerogatives. They are the ones that advise the governor. All right, you bring an application for pardon and the likes. All right, when they look into it, if you merit it, then you may be pardoned for that thing. All right, two more things, just two more points. Then we take a break. We take your question and have my co-anchor today to have the issue trashed. All right, the other question is, can the court force me to prove my innocence? Let me try and say it this way. I've been arrested, for example, for speaking too much. All right. Can the court now say, oh yeah, they said you have spoken too much. Enter the box. Prove that you have not spoken too much. Can that happen? Rara, utio, and no konga. Like they say, that won't happen really. Okay? I can't be forced. I can't be compelled to come and give evidence to acquit myself. All right? Or to prove my innocence. It is you that you have accused me. You know, last week we played the song. Anybody don't even know. All right? You can say whatever you want, but to prove it with concrete evidence is a different ball game entirely. That takes me to our police officers. My dear friends out there, I hail you now. I've always said that the tidy thing to do is to investigate, then arrest, then prosecute. A woman came to my office last week and said, the law, a man took so money from me. He's not picking my calls again, this and that, for about 5 years or 8 years or so. And I told her, actually, I did a petition to the police. As soon as the petition landed, the next thing was, let's go arrest him, let's go arrest him. And I called my friends, cool down now. You want to arrest. Once you do that, you are giving me chance to cover up tracks. Ask the woman, how did you pay? Was it by check? Was it by the statement of account? Are there proofs that you paid? Where is the account you paid to? Gather your facts. When you arrest first, now the spoil case avec. That's why, like I said last week, I by the grace of God, we win. Well, yeah, we win, loosely speaking, many criminal cases. Not because we are brilliant, but because there is thwarted investigative system, prosecution system. When you arrest, investigate, and prosecute, there is a warped order. It should be investigate, arrest, and prosecute. That's how they do abroad. Before they arrest you, by the time they show you the evidence they have against you, you just say, that's why plea bargain is popular in that place. It's popular because you will see yourself that there's no way out. But here, they've not done anything at all. The first point is you now see big guns. Come outside, big, bang the door. Even if I had gone before, I'll just climb my roof, hide it there. You arrest me here now. Where's your proof and the likes? So cases fail a lot in Nigeria for this simple misstep. All right. Now, finally, can I be tried or sentenced for an undefined offense? No, actually. Section 36 of subsection 12 says that. You recall Funke Akindele in Lagos State that was arrested and tried for the birthday bash she had and with her husband and likes. Now, if you follow that event, you will discover that she was charged pursuant to a particular so-speaking or so-called regulation. But Naira Marley and the likes and Badamasi that ran for governorship were arraigned few days after. Check their charge sheet. It's different. It is totally different from what Akindele was charged with. Now, if the charge of Funke Akindele was not faulty, they would not have changed, the charge sheet upon which Naira Marley and Badamasi were arraigned. They looked at it and they saw that they goofed. Clearly speaking, they goofed really. That's how everything went so. Even Naira Marley and Badamasi, the charge was withdrawn that same day. They just read it to them, it was withdrawn the likes. All right. So, these are issues that come up. All right. If I were their lawyer, I would have worked so much on the fact that what you arrested them for at that time was not an offense. Yes. We had a similar thing in Ogun State. The governor made a regulation in March. By May 11, Commissioner for Health made another. The same regulation, the exact word, different just the dates. All right. If one was not faulty, they will not be needed for the other. And I was at the House of Assembly last week, Wednesday, to defend some bills. Now, the House of Assembly wants to make the same thing again. So you see that three different steps. So the best thing is to consult more widely
and take a better informed position so that we can have, you know, a better society for all. Now, this is your right. You're about to say that, oh, Mobati take Kwida. Now, I'm missing Eniola Shodia. The way she calls a Yoruba, you know, she gets to have people, you know, understand the more. Let me take about 2 minutes or so to quickly run down fún àǹfààní àwa tí a kò gbọ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Wọ́n ò lè mú ẹ lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́ kí wọ́n dẹ̀ dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ fún ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí ò sí nínú òfin. Tí ò bá sí òfin tó sọ wípé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nìkan báyìí kò sí ẹni tó lè dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ fún orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìkíní, ìkejì, tó bá ti dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ fún ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan tí ó dá àbí fún nǹkan tó ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe, kò sí ilé ẹjọ́ kankan ní abẹ́ ọ̀run yìí tó lè tún ẹjọ́ ẹ̀ dá lẹ́ẹ̀kejì àbí kan tún mú ẹjọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Ìyẹn tó bá ti dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ o, kò bá jẹ́ pé ẹjọ́ o jẹ̀bi ni wọ́n dá ẹ àbí ẹjọ́ o jàre, tó má ṣàti dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ ṣá, wọn ò lè padà wá lẹ́ẹ̀kejì láti wá dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ lẹ́lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Ìkẹta tá sọ ni wípé amnesty àti pardon. Ẹni tí a ti dá lẹ́bi wípé lọ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n àbí lọ san owó ìtanràn tó ní pé ti wà nínú criminal record, gómìnà àbí presidency ó lè sọ wípé mo dá ẹ láre. Tí yẹn bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ẹ̀bi tí wọ́n dá tílẹ̀jọ́ dá tẹ́lẹ̀ èyí tí gómìnà sọ yẹn á borí ẹ̀bi yẹn, á ní clean bill bó ṣe máa ń sọ. Amnesty ni wípé wọn tẹ̀ sí mú ilé ẹjọ́ rárá, bóyá ẹ̀ ń protest, you know, wọ́n wá kó gbogbo yín, gómìnà pé sọ pé mo fún yín ní amnesty, yẹn túmọ̀ sí pé ẹ má gbọ́n ilé ẹjọ́ rárá. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà àbí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè, mo pa láṣẹ wípé ẹ máa lọ ní ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Ètò tún tẹ̀lé ni wípé ṣé ilé ẹjọ́ lè fi ipá mú mi kí wọ́n sọ wípé mi ò jẹ̀bi ẹ̀sùn tó fi kàn mí? Rárá o, ilé ẹjọ́ wọn ò lè fi ipá mú ẹnikẹ́ni láti wá sọ wípé òun jẹ̀bi àbó òun ò jẹ̀bi. Ẹni tó bá fi ẹ̀sùn kàn ẹ́ lábẹ́ òfin, òun ni ẹ̀tọ́ wà lórí ẹ̀ láti fi ìdí ẹ̀sùn tó fi kàn ẹ́ yẹn múlẹ̀. A tún béèrè ìbéèrè kan wípé tí ìjìyà nǹkan àbí tí nǹkan ọba ṣọ níbi ìlú wa wípé ìlú tí ò sófin kò sí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. So tí òfin ò bá fi nǹkan, tí ò bá de nǹkan, ṣé wọ́n lè mú wa fún nǹkan yẹn ká gba ilé ẹjọ́ fún? Àní rárá. Ààrẹ ní section 36 subsection 12 of the constitution. Lákòótán lédè Yorùbá, èdè abínibí wa bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ, àwọn nǹkan tí a ti sọ lénìí nìyẹn. Tí a bá mọ ẹ̀tọ́ wa, á rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn láti jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa. Tí bá sọ pé ká jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa, kò ṣe ká máa ku ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ o, ká wá yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Ẹ kú lè rí mi pé mo yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ níbi kan débi pé mo ń jà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ará ìlú. Nǹkan tó túmọ̀ sí ni pé béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Bọ́lọ́pàá bá mú ẹ, ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá, ẹ káàsán, ṣé ò sí o? Kí lẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi o? Kí ni mo ṣe o? Òfin gbà láyè láti béèrè wípé kí ló ṣe gangan. Ẹni tí ó bá fẹ́ sá lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àpẹẹrẹ, ní ọlọ́pàá lè kó ẹ̀wọ̀n, ìyẹn handcuff sí lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n wá bá ẹ nílé, wọ́n lọ yáwó lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbọ́múlé lantern, ó ti sanwó wọ́n wá kó handcuff sí lọ́wọ́. Tírú ẹ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀, nǹkan tí mo kàn ní nìkan ẹ kò ya picture yẹn, ẹni kọ́ ọmọ yín bá yín yà, anybody. Yes, irú àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó bá ṣe orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n á jẹyàn wọn níṣu. Yes, ó simple, àkọ́fẹ́jọ́ sun ọ̀gá wọn ni, àdẹ́gbé wọn lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́, àwọn aṣàlàyé ohun tó rí ọbẹ̀ wọ́n fi wọ́rọ̀ ọwọ́ wọn wá ṣàlàyé. Ẹ ṣeun. Let's take a very short break. When we come back, we'll take your questions and then your contributions. This is your program, The Law and You, on Rock City 101.9 FM, speaking live from Abeokuta. I'm your regular host, Kayode Aderemi. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Still your program, The Law and You, on Rock City 101.9 FM. I'm your regular host, Barrister Kayode Aderemi. I told you when we started that I have a co-anchor in the house. He's going to be helping out to take, at times, the questions, the way they come in at like, wow, me Roba so you have to be so prepared and grounded. At times, the way we read for this program, you think we are going for bar final exam. But you read like, it's like it's no day. At times, yeah, you was something.
Yeah, because there are some kind of questions they will throw across to you if you don't prepare very well.
You go shake.
Difficult. It will be difficult to answer.
Like they say, on WhatsApp lately, I've been seeing we settle the matter. I don't know what that means.
There are a lot of other out there.
So if they go through what like that, you go settle out, you go set the matter for us. All right, that's the voice of Barrister Biola Adesanya. He's a lawyer. He's a good friend as well. Very, very sound, intelligent lawyer too. I consider that you to be good for him to help out in answering our questions. You know, I can't read it all. I don't know it all. All right. So we shall be taking our questions and giving answers to them. The numbers to call, please, is 08. Brother, please greet our listeners at home first now. Waiting.
I think I would prefer to greet them in Yoruba.
Go ahead now. Greet in Yoruba.
I can't solve Ogole. One of your son out there.
One of us, almost.
We are trying to set the law right and fight for the interest of the masses and make sure that justice is sent to have been done. So my name is Barrister Abiola Adesanya.
All right, that was the voice of Biola Adesanya. The numbers to call is 010-78-60000. One more time. 080-078-60000. And the alternative line to call is 070-11-327-096. For the last time, 070-11-32-7096. All right, let's begin to take the calls now. Just when you call, be as brief as possible. Go straight to your questions or contributions so that others can have time to call in. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir Godfrey.
God free for Lafiawa.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Great to have you
I
around.
just want to greet you for the good work you are doing.
Oh, yes.
2 weeks ago, you said that somebody called to bribe you with 2 million naira about 6 years ago.
Oh, yes.
So talk like against somebody, you refuse.
Yes, sir.
God will bless you, your wife, your children, your family.
Amen.
I pray for you, anything you need in life, you will get it. I get no power for not promote you to judges.
Amen.
God will take care of you.
Amen.
Just like that, carry on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Good afternoon, please.
Hello.
Yeah. Let us turn off your radio set, please, so you move back.
It's off already.
Yes.
Olayemi is my name.
Allah,
I'm calling from my bank. Yeah, I'm calling from my bank.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. In a situation where somebody calls me and demands and pretends to be a banker and demands to know my ATM number,
Yeah.
which I stupidly gave to him,
Yeah.
and thereafter withdrawals are made from my account. Now, is there any right that I have against my banker? If none, there's a destination into which that withdrawals were made.
Okay.
Can my bank disclose to me where that withdrawals were made into and what is my right? So that is
Before you go, Samsola, so just want to, someone called you,
Actually,
yeah, and got your account details, and after that, withdrawals were made. So can the bank be guilty or held responsible?
sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry.
You said someone called you and to
Yes.
ask for your account details. You gave the person your account details, and withdrawals were made
Yes.
from that account. So you want to know whether your
Because
bank can be held responsible for that.
Yeah, because he disclosed my full name, my date of birth, my BVN number. That made me to believe him.
You disclosed it by yourself, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. I got your question. All right,
The corollary to that,
yes, sir.
where I do not even use ATM card at all,
Yes.
and withdrawals were made from my account.
After you gave your
Is there
information,
I did not use ATM card.
but you give
So there
your
was nothing
information.
to disclose. But there was nothing to disclose to anybody.
Yeah.
And I do not have an ATM card.
All
Then
right.
What is the liability? Sorry.
Yeah, I got your question, sir. It's Olayemi.
So what is the liability sharing issue between me and my banker if withdrawals were made from my account?
You got the question, right? All right, thank you very much. Let's take another call, please. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
This is to be calling from Olumore.
Mr. Obi from Olumori. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. So I have one case. One of my apprentices make one of his girlfriends said that he borrowed money from him. which I did not know. The SARS come to my shop and pack all the goods there. What am I going to do, sir?
Your apprentice's girlfriend borrowed money from your apprentice.
They were dating each other, even I didn't know.
So,
Later,
okay.
the girl claimed that the boy borrowed 300,000.
Two of them were your apprentices.
From her. The boy was dating the girl.
And they were both your apprentices, right?
No. The boy
Okay.
is my apprentice.
Okay. So who now came to pack goods?
The SARS.
Staff.
One of them.
Why did they pack the goods to this?
They said that the boy borrowed money from the girl.
So which staff now pack? Is it your staff that packs your goods, or which staff? Staff of SARS. Oh, I see. Those guys. My friends. Magbon. Which SARS, by the way? Is it the one at Magbon, right?
The one at Magbon, yeah.
Okay. By the way, the one at Obada Oko, they are not SARS or they are ZIS, but they've been disbanded. By
No,
the
the
way.
Magbon.
Okay, Magbon, SARS can't pack your thing because person borrow money. Okay, but did that boy? Did anybody steal anything?
Huh?
It was normal borrowing of money now, Abi.
The girl said that the boy borrowed money
Just
from
borrow and SARS can't
which I did not know at all.
arrest.
I don't know about it at all.
Fine, SARS can't pack your goods. Fine, all right, thank you, sir. Mr. Obi from Olomore, thank you. Yes, let's take another call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Let's try another line. Hello.
Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir.
Thank you for this program.
Thank you very much, sir.
A few years ago,
Yes, sir.
I borrowed some money from my computer to buy a land.
Your name, sir?
My name is Raphael.
Raphael.
Yes,
Okay, from...
from Abeokuta here.
Thank you, sir. You borrowed money from companies to buy land.
Corporate to buy a land.
Yes.
I bought the land 7 acres.
7 acres.
I didn't have money to do the survey and everything. I actually bought the land against my retirement. Now I have retired. The son of the man who sold the land to me, the man is dead. The day we were paying, we paid to the son in the presence of the father. The father said we should give him the money. He counted the money and he said it's correct. And the father said, you know, when you're looking at now when the father died, I went back there and the boy said,
Ematura.
What should I do? He has already sold 1 acre out of the 7 acres.
Which documents do you have, sir?
I have just this agreement and everything.
I hope it was a lawyer, a correct lawyer that prepared the agreement for you, not the roadside agent.
I didn't contact any lawyer.
So it's in work, but Ejeka will not, you know, it's not a bad case altogether. But who were the witnesses, sir, to the sale?
Many of them, they are still there.
Are they denying, are they supporting the boy or they're supporting you?
They are not actually supporting the boy. The only one that is supporting the boy died sometime last year.
He died. All right. You have a 70% good case, I would say. Brother Abela will respond to that. Thank you very much, Mr. Raphael. We'll respond to your question shortly. Thank you, sir. Let's take one more. We'll respond and perhaps take a few more calls. Hello, good afternoon. One more call, right? Yes, hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I'm Toyin from Abeokuta.
Toyin from Abeokuta.
The other time you said a judgment that has been given or pronounced cannot be reached or something. Now I want to ask, where is the case of appeal?
Okay.
The other time, hello.
Yeah, the other time I said what? Let me be sure what I'm saying.
The judgment that has been given.
Yes.
Cannot be rejudged or cannot be appealed against or something.
No.
Now I want to, where is the case of appeal? Can't we appeal a judgment that has been given by law court, court of jurisdiction?
Okay. You almost sound like a lawyer, man. I think I get what you're saying now. Appeal is a different thing. Being retried again is a different thing. That's a brilliant one. Okay, yes, we'll get to that. Okay, let's Isabella take the answer very quickly, please. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The first question has to do with the one asked by Mr. Olayemi. Mr. Olayemi, with due respect to you, if I may ask you, though you've said it earlier that you are the one that revealed your BVN number to the caller who put the call across to you to ask about your ATM PIN number. Mr. Layemi, sincerely speaking, you cannot hold your bank responsible for your own negligence, because that is what they call abysmal ignorance on your part. Because an independent person that you don't know cannot put a call across to you to ask for your BVN number, and you will reveal that to such person. It is wrong. So you cannot hold anybody responsible for that. And I'm very sure the people that withdrew money from your accounts are the hackers. They call them hackers. All those Yahoo boys, you know, since they don't have anything doing again. I guess I've answered that. Then the second question, Mr. Obi from Olomori. You said your apprentice borrowed money from his girlfriend, and after that, SARS office came to your office, they pack all your goods to their station. It is very, very wrong. It is very, very wrong. Borrowed or loan or whatsoever is different from stealing. They are pure civil matter. When it comes to borrowing money, lend of money, those ones are civil. They have nothing to do with criminal. And there is no right, or there is no statute or any existing law that empower police officer to delve into such matter. It is totally wrong. You have a good cause of action, and I will urge you to consult your lawyer to follow the matter up for you. I'm very sure by the time you get to their station, they will release whatever they pack from your shop. And of which you should note something again. The matter is between your apprentice and his girlfriend, not you. The boy works with you, does not mean that you should be held responsible for his own misdeed. It is very wrong. Thank you. That's that. Then another question asked by Mr. Raphael from Abeokuta. I will say that when it comes to land issue, is another aspect of law that are very sensitive. If you want to purchase land, there are certain things that is expected of a man to carry out before you pay for such land. And one of the things is to investigate as to the rightful owner of that land. If not for the fact that I'm not privileged enough to ask one or two questions before you hang up, because I would have asked you if the person that sold the land, who happens to be the father of the boy you are talking about, if he's married to more than one or two women. Because in a situation whereby he has more than 3 wives, at that point it will be difficult for you to now, it will be difficult for an individual to sell a family property without the consent of others. But in a situation like this, the man himself sold the land and the boy is a witness to that. Either the man has 4 wives, 3 wives is irrelevant here, because the owner of the property is the person that disposed of the property. So you have a good cause of action against the boy. If you have your documents intact, consult your lawyer. I'm very sure by the time they do the needful, the boy will run away from what he's claiming.
Very well. Maybe after if I could just ask that before you go to Toyin and Abeokuta.
Yes.
By way of adding to that, you know, when you consult your lawyer, Mr. Raphael rather, consult your lawyer, please. Some questions can be asked. You know, our job here, we will be doing the service to lawyers, to our colleagues, if we begin to discuss procedures on this program.
Thank you.
We just tell you the law generally. You know, people don't know this. When you go and meet people that do agreement for you for 5,000, 2,000, you miss a lot of things.
A lot. The
kind of agreement that you would get if you are buying from a family, for example, is different from when you are buying from an individual.
Yes.
Different from if you are buying from a community, from a company. There are different templates for each of these things. But because you want to save maybe about 10, 20 or 50,000 naira, you go to this roadside typist and they do something for you. And what you have is a sham. I tell people at times, this thing you have is a problem. It's not a document. It's called problem. So you have bought problem with 5,000 naira.
But it's okay. Let me give you let me hint you on something. I guess people are getting many things twisted here.
I see.
You will see people, they will be able to cough out more than millions of naira to purchase a property.
And
what will it take them to pay a lawyer?
Yeah.
Just to secure what they've paid
millions to get. Really, it's
and it's absurd.
It's somehow really.
You will see. I remember sometimes last week a client called me that he purchased a property worth 10 million naira, and he was telling me that if I can do the agreement for him for about 10,000 naira,
Hello, my dear.
Then I begin to wonder. I just told him it's better you take it to those roadside type.
Let me tell them, after 6 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school, 5 years in the university, 1 year in the law school, 1 year for pay your lawyer, Jerry. Really, pay your lawyers, really, we must tell you. But this is, let me just sound this note of this correction. We are not castigating Mr. Raphael, please. Mr. Raphael, please, we respect you a lot. We are just speaking generally, all right? Subsequent times for our listeners, ensure if you have paid, so if you value that land, then just get it secured. It's like someone that bought a very expensive car. I know the person. And he went to somebody that is just, the guy does license, I mean, what's it called? License and all those plate number for people.
Okay.
And he didn't want to go through the right channel, road safety and the lights and IRS of Ogun State. He just paid one guy just because he wanted to save extra 3,000 naira. Finally, the plate number they gave him was false. He was now arrested. Imagine. And they told him this car is a stolen car. Imagine. Because this number is not registered in Nigeria. Because of how much? 3,000. So at times when you are running from fry pan, don't go and jump inside fire like they usually say. So let's just be very careful to ensure that the right persons are, are connected or met up when you want to navigate through some difficult waters. But sir, Mr. Raphael, please, sir, contact your lawyer. There is a tidy way out of this problem. Yeah, Biola.
It's not even an issue. We urge him to contact his lawyer. The whole problem will be sorted out. Then, Miss Toyin.
That's the last question.
Yes. Miss Toyin, thank you for the question you asked earlier. Now, when you were talking about appeal, that a case that has been determined in the lower courts, that such matter, why is it that such matter cannot be, one cannot appeal against such judgments? It shouldn't be like that. You can appeal. Right, you have right of appeal whenever time a case is being determined by any court. That is why we have from magistrate court, any matter that is being determined at the magistrate court, you have right to appeal to high court. From high court, you have right to go to court of appeal. From court of appeal, you can go to Supreme Court, which is the apex court. But the matter we are discussing this evening is totally different from the question you asked earlier. The question you asked is this, and what we are talking about is this. The question you asked if someone has been tried for an offense, that can that person have right to appeal? The person have right to appeal. The right is guaranteed under the 1999 Constitution, which nobody can contest with you. Then what we are talking about is if you've been tried for a particular matter and the matter has been determined, judgment has been delivered, either the person is being acquitted or found convicted, or found guilty or convict, it doesn't matter. You have right to appeal such decision of the court. But what we are saying is this: such person cannot be subjected to the same offense that he has been tried for.
Very well.
Where somebody has been convicted of an offense, after serving the jail terms, the person cannot come out again and they will rearrest such person and still charge the person for the same offense. It's not done. That is what we are talking about. Thank you. I think we've answered the question.
Again, I'll say that your brother will say, if you don't know, for example, Joe, they will rearrange you again, they will punish you, they try you, but now you have known, you are bolder. When you know you're right, you stand up tall, all right,
yeah,
with your back straight up.
That's true.
You tell them, bring it on. All right, for those of us that have been calling me asking that this program be extended because you enjoy it, well, is it a gumu? I'm missing a lashudi. Can you call a gumu? Can you call like that? Something like that. Forgive us, so
no. It's falling into the same category. If truly people really want this program to be extended,
then this is what they should do. Call this number. It's 0814-998-8672. That's the Rock City Marketing Department. I take that number again. 0814-998-8672. Alternatively, 0808-2500-745. 0808-2500-745. That is if you want to place adverts, jingles, sponsorships, and the likes. We want this program to extend to, especially since Biola has been joining now, so that it will make it much easier for me. Well, it's been a very rewarding time. We've discussed section 36 of Constitution today, which is right to fair hearing. We talked about different things. Now go out there, do what is right, then stand for what is right. My name is Kayode. Maybe Biola should just sign out first. Just thank our listeners at home before I
when I wanted to greet them,
quickly.
when I wanted to greet them earlier, I make use of Yoruba, isn't it?
Okay.
I would prefer to speak English.
All right.
I really want to thank every of our listener out there for their contribution and for listening to this program. The essence of this program is for them to know their rights, and we believe through this medium they will be well abreast with the rights that they have under the Constitution. Thank you. I remain Barrister Abiola Adesanya.
Okay, of course you remain. Well, I remain none. You won't change. Kayode Aderemi is your program, The Law and You on Rock City 101.9 FM. We are very sorry. We know that the lines are still buzzing. We're sorry we can't take the calls anymore. It's because of time. We're trying to do our bit to ensure that this is done. And then we're speaking with the management to have the Yoruba session. Some call me at times and say, sir, I want to go in Bula on Baduni. I want to feel my Baduni. We are trying to make efforts to make that happen. So that when we do English, someone in the studio will do the Yoruba version, so that those that can't really comprehend English can follow us. Some àtàwọn boy they get see and gbìyànjú láti wá ẹnìkan tó gbọ́ Yorùbá dáradára láti wá máa ṣe àyàn ògbófọ̀ fún wa bàbá ṣe ń ṣe ètò yìí. All right, between now and next week Sunday, ensure that whatever thing you do, you are on the right side of the law. God bless you.